So to briefly summarize, a musalli is one who follows closely to God's laws. And if we are to use the analogy of the two horses, the Quran would actually be the leader in the situation, whereas the believer, the Muslim that is adhering to the Quranic laws would be following closely. He would be the musalli. This means that as long as this believer is not violating the Quranic commandments, he or she is following closely to the Quran. He or she is a musalli. Now, of course, we're going to have other questions about other verses because the word salah has been used in a particular manner. Let's address them. There are two verses in the Quran that command the believer to uphold the salah at specific times of the day. These are 11:114 and 17:78. Interestingly, both of these verses begin with the word aqim in the singular form, meaning that it is addressing the messenger initially. So the question is, why is God telling the messenger to uphold the salah at these specific times? We know from the Quran that the duty of the messenger is to deliver the message to the people. And this was done at these mentioned specific times. According to the Quran, these were called salah as well. But for the sake of this video, for the sake of clarity, I'm going to call them salah sessions. So, according to the Quran, salah sessions is when the messenger would meet with the people at these specific times so that he can recite the Quran onto them, and thus they have the opportunity to follow God's laws closely. This is why it was called salah. Now, the evidence for this type of salah, these salah sessions, are actually found within the verses themselves, within the context of each of these verses. So let's talk about both of these verses, as well a couple additional verses that also talk about salah sessions. Let's address Surah 11, verse 114, taking it into context, starting at verse 110, where it says, "And we gave Moses the book." God is talking about the book of Moses, how they disputed in it, and had it not been for a word which was already given by your Lord, their case would have been judged immediately. They are in grave doubt concerning it. They are talking about the Quran, how the people are doubting the revelation of the Quran. Then God tells the messenger, "So stand firm as you were commanded, and those who have repented with you, and do not transgress. He is seer over what you do, and uphold the salah, uphold the following closely at both ends of the day in nearness from the night. The good deeds take away the bad deeds. This as a reminder for those who remember." So based on the context, there was the duty of the messenger to deliver the message to the people, and God was telling to stand firm. Even though they have doubts concerning the Quran, he is to stand firm with the commandments and still deliver that message at these specific mentioned times. The same principle applies to Surah 17, verse 78, in context starting from verse 73. "And they nearly diverted you from what we inspired to you so that you would fabricate something different against us, and then they would have taken you as a friend." Note how the passage is talking about the revelation of the Quran. The next verse, "And if we had not made you stand firm, you were about to lean towards them a little bit. Uphold the following closely at the declining of the sun to the darkness of night, and Quran at dawn. The Quran at dawn is witnessed. And we send down from the Quran what is a healing and mercy to the believers." Note how it is all revolving around the idea or the notion of the Quran being revealed. So God is telling the messenger, uphold these salah sessions at these specific times, despite what people are trying to do to you and trying to divert you from what was inspired to you. In the same surah, towards the end, we see the same thing being talked about the salah sessions, starting from verse 105. "And it is with the truth that we have sent it down, and with the truth it came down. And we have not sent you except as a bearer of good news and a warner, and a Quran that we have separated so that you may read it to the people over time, and we have brought it down gradually." See how it's talking about the revelation, how it's being brought down. And then, "Say, believe in it or do not believe in it. Those who have been given the knowledge before it When it is recited to them, they fall to their chins in humility, say, call on God or call on the Almighty, by whichever call on to Him are the best names, and do not be too loud in your salatika, nor too quiet, but seek a path in between. So the salatuka or salatika here, you're following closely, is in regards to the salah sessions. And as we can see, as the passage, the context shows, is talking about the recitation of sending down the Quranic revelation to the people. And we also see the same thing in Surah 4, in verse 103 and 105. Indeed, the Salah, the following closely for the believers, is a book that is scheduled. Kitaban mawquta. So it is a book. It's in regards to the revelation of the Quran. Next verse, and we have revealed to you the book with the truth, that you may judge between the people that which God has shown you. So as we can see, there are things called salah sessions in which the messenger would meet with the people at specific times to deliver the message to them, and thus it was an opportunity for them to follow God's laws closely. According to the Quran, the salah sessions were done twice a day, evening and dawn. And we can see this in Surah 11, verse 114, where it says, uphold the following closely at both ends of the day and the nearness from the night. And in 1778, it says, uphold the salah at the declining of the sun to the darkness of night, and Quran at dawn. Note, both of these verses confirm to each other. They explain each other. So they are talking about the dawn and evening time sessions. And this is where, and to get a visual perspective, look at the left side here. We see that both ends of the day is over here. And then the nearness from the night. The nearness from the night are the dawn and the evening. In 1778, we see the declining of the sun until the darkness of night, the evening time, and Quran at dawn. So these are two sessions that were done during the daytime, the evening and dawn. And this is confirmed in 2458, where God specifically mentions the names of these salah as Salatul Fajr, which is dawn, and Salatul Isha, which is evening. Additionally, the Quranic criteria to attend these salah sessions for the believers is that they must be clean and clear-minded. And this is where the idea of ablution comes from, where God in Surah 5 verse 6 says, "O you believe, if you get up to the following closely, then you shall wash your faces and wipe your heads," and so on and so forth. And God wants to cleanse you to complete His blessings upon you. So in order to represent yourself, you must be clean when attending these salah sessions. Additionally, in Surah 4 verse 43, it talks about not coming near the salah while you are intoxicated. So you must be clear-minded. You must be able to know what you are saying during the salah sessions. These salah sessions, in addition to conveying the message to the people, the salah sessions were comprised of Quranic recitation, supplication, glorification, invitation, basically anything that brings you closer to God. And we can see a few examples of these throughout the Quran, like in Surah 29 verse 45, where it says, recite what is inspired to you of the book and uphold the salah, for the salah prohibits immorality and vice, but certainly the remembrance of God is the greatest. So in these salah sessions, the greatest objective is remembrance of God. In Surah 3 verse 38 through 39, we see Zechariah imploring his Lord while he was observing the salah sessions, meaning that he was imploring God some form of supplication during the salah sessions. And in 17:110, we see how the prophet invited the people to the path of God. So the salah sessions, the idea behind it is simply to remember God through Quranic recitation, supplication, glorification, and invitation.